could have been a terrible error. Now it should be showing the correct things, right? Okay. Okay, everybody's focused again. We're ready to go. So basically, on every single project, what we need in our DB is these two tables, right? MCKL log will create that one automatically, but these two are mandatory that we need to add them. Okay, so query log ID you can kind of see as incoming logs. Okay, so any post request coming in should be in there, and then outgoing logs you can see as anything that's being sent from you outgoing. Yeah. So I'm just going to quickly open this and then ask. Field. Okay, so we'll also share this in the groups. Let me just add it to our notepad. Where's our notepad? Yeah. So we'll share that, create segment of both, you know, and then whoever wants to be a super trooper can add it to MCKL. So it does it automatically whenever MCKL is there. Well,
I see an API key on it, like a foreign key.
Oh my gosh. Yes, exactly. What is this? Oh my gosh, no, I don't want to go into there. Hey people, are you pressing things on your keyboards, please? Okay, so whoever Mac, I presume it's going to be you, you'll add it to MCKL files as well, right?
Yeah.
That it just does that by default, so refresh. Oh. Okay, so those two things are kind of needed in every single project, okay? So again, every inbound request is going to save into here, every outbound request is going to save into there, okay? Now on your project, let's first get into the validation logic. So let's just create a controller. Yeah, let's just create a basic table. Where's that one? Going to create a table called user, and user is going to have ID. You all understand what this means? Ah? What's PK? What does that mean? I didn't expect it to go silent at that point. What does primary key mean? Are you waiting for other people to answer because you know the answer and you don't want to give it away? Okay. What is a primary key?
feel free to raise your hand.
Yeah, I don't know how to like explain it.
Come on. Vincent. Guys.
Anybody? Gift, what's a primary key? Yeah, so it's basically saying that that key there, the like ID, will be unique in the database and that it's the primary identifier in this table. Right, so that also creates indexing and stuff based off of that. Also, when you're doing your MCQL mapper, the primary key you need to annotate with that primary key so that you can use .find. And also when you up, what does that mean? Huh?
The primary key in this case
There should always be a value present. What does that mean in reality? When does it affect it? No, when you're creating it. When you're creating it, okay? Then that way it says there's no value specified. Oh no, what's the actual error? There's no default value for, yeah. When you get that, it means that it is set to be not null, so it's expecting your insert statement the value to be passed for it. And then what is AI here? Yeah, so what does that mean? Huh?
it automatically increases the more values
No, it's doing +1, but now that also means that you don't need to pass ID anymore because you're in essence telling it to default the value. Okay? Yeah, if I can pass that. That's right. So username, password. It's fine. It's enough for now. Okay. Would you guys be happy with the setup? Huh? You happy with it? Gift, Robert, you happy with this? Huh? No. People, how can we have username and passwords being not null? They're allowing it to be null. I'm asking if you're happy if I can apply. Okay? Another thing that you would probably want this to be there to make username unique, okay? So you don't have two of the same, telling people basically that that password you have passed is being used by somebody else. No, generally it's okay if they have the same password, except in like a Lyt-Soft scenario where we only expect the password. Where there's a username and a password, it's okay if they have the same password, but not username. Now, what would we use as our foreign key here in another table? Huh? No, ID is the right thing. Just because Lyt-Soft has done it wrong is not to say you should replicate it. Because the ID will never change here. Because it's the primary key, right? But username could possibly change. Unless you do like Lyt-Soft where the whole thing, by the way, I'm the guilty party, I'm the one who coded it that way. Because I had no understanding of foreign keys at the time. so I'm the guilty party there, but it's wrong. You should technically be using the ID, okay? Never use things that are changeable as foreign keys. Because then you're gonna have to make like us, where you have to like write a query that when they change it, it goes through all the tables and changes it in.
We'll see the change POU method.
Yeah, like that shit. Okay, so now we've got a user table, so we're just gonna quickly map it in MCQL. Where's selector rows there? Okay, so, by the way, terrible name, user, because it's a keyword in SQL, so shouldn't really be using keywords. But to avoid any errors, you can just do that thing. Okay, so when you're role querying, always test your role query in an editor and see if you're hitting keywords. If you're hitting keywords, the one above tab is to indicate columns and things like that. Okay, don't use this. Yeah, because this is telling it it's a value, it's throwing an error, okay? So that's the one above tab. So technically, like if you want to be really safe, you would always, and I think MCKL in any case does this, it does that to every single value, every single column. It escapes it like that to make sure that we don't ever have like conflicts in that sense. Okay, so we're going to call it, we create our MCKL table, so under models, DB, okay. Always capital, we know this, right? Whenever we're doing any form of modeling, never use primitives. Okay, somebody have Postman ready? Oh no, we'll do the Postman from here because we want to show the output. Fine. So add SQL map annotation. By the way, when we're going to later, we're going to show you a templating. Then you'll see that you can create a template that does all the shit for you. We'll see how the time goes if we have time for that. If we don't, then just go look at NetBeans templating on your own. It's really powerful. Okay, so now we've got our basic class here, and we've got our test object controller, which we're gonna add the rest controller. And then add request mapping. Mapping. Okay, we're just gonna just chuck a test. Okay. And then in here we're gonna say, let's just make the user just so that the example makes sense. Okay, then we're gonna do a post mapping. All of this should not be new to anybody in this room, I hope. Is this new to anybody in the room? Is this new to anybody? We all understand what's happening here. Okay, great. Why you say that?
Because it's trying to look for an annotation. It doesn't know what you're doing because you didn't put the annotation.
Media type.
First one.
Application JSON value. Okay, do we all understand what this add produces and add consumes does? What does it do? Tell me, Robert. Let's see if you actually know what it does. Add produces, what does that do?
Produces whatever you specify. So if whatever data you retain, it produces in that form.
Automatically?
No, but that's what it do. That's what it will indicate.
Wrong, it does do it automatically. Yes, you can just pass an object to your response body and it will make it JSON.
When we do this using Swadex, can't pass through.
If that's if your response does not have that's if your response is not in JSON format.
Yeah, but when I use JSON handler, convert it to JSON. That means it will.
Yes.
I don't know what jokes are talking about. What I'm saying, when you use this add produces and add consumes, first of all it changes the header types on the return data. So if you don't say add produces, right, and you open it in Postman, it won't format it in JSON, it will think it's strings. Okay, so it changes the return header type, right? And then the second thing that it does is, the add consumes will say, like, if your header type doesn't have JSON in it, it will reject it, by the way. But it also does automatic casting. Now we don't really use the casting in producers because it's shit with lists. But on the consuming we do actually use it. Because you're just telling you're just stating the object, add request body object, right? Or object and then name, right? So that this consumes is telling objects and coming on JSON format. Are you understanding what I'm saying? That it's telling it the body that is coming in will be JSON format, and that's how it knows to cast it to JSON. Or cast the object from JSON. You understand that?
Yes.
So if you don't have consumes application JSON, it won't know how to cast it, because it won't know is it XML, is it whatever that case is. It's response entity, does it? Or is it just response?
Response entity.
Okay, then we all know what this -t means. Do we? Do we understand? Yes, no? Robert, do you understand?
Yes, indeed. Yes, generic, so it can be.
Thank you. So what this -t just means is like you can specify a specific return type in here. Okay, so like for example string, then it will always expect you to return a string. In your, so then the automatic casting thing won't work because it expects a string. So but generally we leave this blank. It's not really needed because we have specific return types that already has the type specified in them. Okay, via error handling and via the local ID thing, the query log ID, that already has the response entities and stuff in it. Okay.
They have to be instantiated.
You sure?
Yeah.
Not
I
static.
think not the static, yeah. So can I do this part where we show like how we import services and things? So like with our error handling, right? Remember if we go into our error handling class in YouTube, I made this error handling a service. Now, are we all familiar with how services work in Spring, or do I just quickly go through it? Okay, so service basically import and then use in our controllers. Okay, so with like our logic, a lot of them, I would even go as far as to say all of them must be services that we can just call, because when you import a service into a constructor, you can actually auto-inject it, that when the project runs or builds, it immediately instantiates all your services in the controllers that you're using them. So, for example, here, there's two ways to do it. So you can either say private final error handling, and then say error handler. Then you just give it a required args constructor. So this will basically instantiate our error handler whenever the controller is instantiated, and then we can just say like error handler dot get error, for example. So that we can use this across. So that we can use this across all our methods because it's instantiated it already with the constructor. Otherwise, you can do it, which is essentially the same concept, that it will instantiate it together with the controller. Although I think you have to say like that. Yeah. So this will instantiate it with the controller. So this will instantiate it with the controller. Although I prefer you use this, the required args constructor. Then you can basically just, so here you would perform your logic, say, maybe if you create your once you create your user, say done. So here would be creating the user. You see, so with here we are automatically importing our services, and it also basically when the controller is done, like it's done running, it also handles the resources that it releases the service once it's completed. You follow what I'm saying? So that's what.
So basically, it's stopping RAM leaks.
Yeah, it prevents any leaks with our service by doing this, and it also avoids statics. I'm sure we've all encountered how statics tend to be a problem when we are coding and then changing values in those methods. So especially with your services, right? With your logic, you do not want your methods to be static, because in a situation where, say, you receive 1,000 requests to that specific API call, right? That method may end up returning a different response for a different API call. You understand what I'm saying? So this is making sure that that specific call, the response that it gets is for the method that it called. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we avoid statics like the plague. Statics are in fact a plague.
Yes. The only place where we ever use statics is or like values right in the beginning of the project that cannot ever be changed throughout the project. That's all that we use statics for.
Like for example,
Please,
our production, like our production boolean would
do
be a
not
good
use static classes. Do not use static methods, please.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you're gonna have that thing that we had where the wrong customer's logo is showing up in another. Because if you do, you're going to have that thing that we had where the wrong customer's logo is showing up on another customer's invoice. Right? It happens. Or everything, the invoice details are correct for this. Everything, the invoice details are correct for this customer, but the lines are for another customer. Because they both just happen to make the call to the server in the exact millisecond. Okay. So statics are plague. Okay, so now generally what we plague. Okay, so now generally what we do is we'll say like at request body, right? Right, like that, and then we would say like the object which is user, and then user, right? What would we call our class? User.
Yeah, but that's a DB model.
Okay, like that, right? But okay, technically a class should have an uppercase name. It's just like at least for pretend to be decent coders for a second, eh? Okay, so like that, and yes, this does work, man. So like that, and yes, this does work, man.
No, I know it does.
Okay,
but
so now at this point, right, when the JSON object comes in, it will be able to, you'll be able to say something like user dot always set db, again referred to the MCQL video. What's it, test? What was our
training day?
Training day, yeah. Dot create, okay, and that would then you can. Do not do this, but technically you can do this, but don't. Okay? And it will know to return JSON because of this producers. You understand what I'm saying, Robert? You get what I'm talking about now, right? But don't do that because this thing is really crap at, first of all, our MCQL blocks based off of the serialization API, and the faster XML, which is used in Spring, doesn't block based off of that. So you'll find like on your return on this, there'll be like actual parameters we're using in the query will also be returned to you. So that's why it's just better to use JSON for now until we get to the point where we update it to be compatible with faster XML. And then secondly, there's a list issue with faster XML. I don't know what it is, but lists don't return correctly. I think it always expects it to be in an object. So if you like try and return an array, it's not happy. So stick to JSON for now. Does anybody have an issue with sticking to JSON? Okay, fine. Then there's no need to explain more. Okay, so now you can add this at valid, right? Yes, Jakarta. So this add valid, okay? So what that does is now it's going to check whether all the required parameters are specified in user payload. Okay? So when we control B in here, we can put here, the ID won't be required because it's auto incrementable, but okay, generally when you are doing this type of thing, be careful with annotations because it will apply to all of them. We're aware of that, right? So, but let's say we require a username and a password, we can say add not null Jakarta. Yeah, just be careful on this one. You have to do the Jakarta, not the Javax, eh? Again, remember that compatibility thing I was talking about? So Jakarta people, add not null and add not blank. Okay, so you guys can go further into this API. There's like a way to like minimum character length, maximum character length, like that, right? And even if you're instantiating another object, you just in the sub object is also there. Okay, so you just keep saying add valid, and it will then check the child. Now, but generally when you do this and you hit it in your controller here, the return type is pretty shit. It's just gonna say 400 error. It's not gonna tell you what's actually wrong. So that's what this class does.
I think you can specify messages also. It goes not now or not now.
Yes.
Yes, you can. But if you don't have this exception handler thing, right, and you just say add not null, it's just going to chuck it 400 and bad request. It's not going to say anything that's going to tell the user what is wrong. Now, if we run it like this, it's not going to work. I repeat, it's not going to work.
Why?
Because we have to put here error. Okay. If you don't have that there, I don't know why. I just found you need to put that there, okay? It doesn't work if you don't have that there. So let's see if it works. There is a chance that this doesn't work, but it should.
Wait, but there is actually another reason this isn't going to work.
No, it will work.
No, it won't. Do you know why? There's another reason. Who saw it? Who saw it while we were busy going in the model? Why it's not going to work? No, not that. No, the fact that it's a database model will just make it that on the Swagger, right? It will also show the other fields that are not.
Can we please
serialized.
update? Can we please update our MCQL to be compatible with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That are not serialized. Okay, so it will show like args in the Swagger URL, but there's a different reason why this is
gonna
going to
work.
work. No, it's not.
What is the reason? I don't believe you.
So when you just go back into the code.
First, let's see if it works.
Oh no, it won't. I promise you.
Huh?
No, it won't. I promise you.
Yeah, it's gonna work.
Localhost.
What's my port number?
8443.
Let's just see.
But your localhost is what that is saying.
No, I've gone into my host file and changed it that it accepts both spellings. By the way, you can do that, eh? You know that. You have like a DNS folder in your PC that you can map host names to your own IPs. Did you know that, right?
No, I actually didn't know that.
In any case, not that important. Then, no, warehouse, isn't it?
Just copy it from the thing. I think it was like uppercase warehouse or. Where did it open it? In Edge, I think, is where it opened it. Yeah.
We're gonna, I guess, just drop that off. And then it's test, eh?
Yeah.
No, it was user, wasn't it?
User / create. Okay. Then we give it a username and a password. So serious, no one saw why it's not going to work?
Going to work.
No, it's not.
This one,
Let's see.
So that's all.
By the way, all my justification before this fucks out is this is why we test, okay? Okay, user password. Okay, let's just first of all confirm that it shouldn't register me a 400 if it's not spelled correctly.
500 internal server error. Okay, that's not the error I was expecting, but okay. Ah, there you go.
What?
The username is uppercase in your model.
Yeah, but why does that? Why are you saying that's not gonna work? What is this?
Because
error that I'm getting?
Spring expects you to do your objects in camel case.
No, it will work. You just need to pass it in camel case. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, then restart your Tomcat to show the output.
You're all familiar with the concept of camel casing? Why are you saying it's
Only
is
one
the output
person
not
has it.
showing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Restart your Tomcat.
Find the Tomcat's not even running. Like, but how? Oh, I know exactly why. How? Is it? I think it is like that. That's what. No. Test. What's it? Test.
Training day. And I
Why
think
did you guys
your
name
port
it
is wrong.
something so complicated?
And I think your port is wrong. Or is it on 9996?
That's not. I must undeploy all these other projects. It's taking so long to
Yeah.
start up, eh? Just confirm for me that our video is still starting at the beginning and this YouTube thing, man. Hey. As convenient as it is, it's really it's really frustrating when you've made a 1.5 hour video and 30 minutes are showing online. Frustrating when you've made a 1.5 hour video and 30 minutes are showing online. People will even be asking you guys, you had the office all day for 30 minutes training. Is it, but the output is here now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Okay. Because yeah, Tomcat was busy starting while you're on the project.
My gosh. Let's just quickly. And this is proof that code rusts, people. Like, just because I haven't used it that much of late, then it's like this now, huh? Okay. By the way, what you always want to see is this, eh? You see this? This vthread 64 thing? Yeah, that's showing that your virtual threads are actually enabled, eh? Are you aware of that? People, you see this? So, you seeing Robert?
No.
The screen
This
is
setting is something.
Huh?
the screen is like that.
The screen is starting, so you need to just very
Oh, no, it's that tight VNC.
Are you seeing it now?
I can see, they can see.
This is them, the tight VNC settings is wrong. Fit to screen automatic, then it will fit it correctly. Okay, but that virtual threads is showing us that virtual threads is actually. Oh my gosh! Did somebody hit control? What the?
Yes. I'm a 1 minute again, by the way.
This is taking a bit longer than expected. Really? Okay, is the exclamations? No, it's not. It's complaining about the data source. I'm presuming we don't have exclamation on the password locally. Guys, please keep this door closed. Yeah. What is the local?
Local config?
Yeah, it's still just giving me this.
I'll try to log in again and see. So it is that.
Training guys, correct? People. It's the tight VNC. Oh, it's NetBeans.
Oh, yeah, it's NetBeans.
It's NetBeans. Training.
Wait, I'm seeing it's throwing the error in your filter. So I don't think it's even this connection that's wrong. So that's just the API key that's complaining. I guess there's no DB smart in place.
There is. Yeah. It's always lovely when you're having such a completely unrelated error when you're literally trying to show another thing.
Yeah. Life of a coder.
Yeah. Our code is mostly in presentations. That shit happens. Oh my gosh.
And you know this was the URL or not?
I've not used Swagger. Just quickly go through the validation thing then. Okay, no, it's okay. Just the default stuff.
Connection is not available.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we.
Build and redeploy. It's throwing an error on a commented line of code. Like, there's not even a code anymore there. And then it's failing to build. That is very typical NetBeans. This is exactly why we chose it. Jeez.
Failed to delete what? It's saying that it's failed to delete. Failed to clean project, failed to delete. It failed to delete MCQ. Yeah, you shouldn't. Or the target folder.
Is there 2 NetBeans running? Most likely.
Maybe in the other desktop. How'd you do that?
What? Just closing the NetBeans versions. Sorry people, we're facing some technical difficulties with NetBeans. Okay, if it's failing, then we just do it forward. Jeez. Jeez. NetBeans is like a toxic relationship. No, do you know why? When it's good, it's really good. Like, it's really good. But when it's bad, it beats you. It has no respect for your relationship. It's claiming to fail to be able to clean something that's not even there.
So let's clean a folder that doesn't exist.
Yes.
Let's see test.
Why did I do that now?
This warehouse too. Yeah.
Seems like there's a tremendous amount of things missing here, by the way.
Oh no, there isn't. That is everything else. What program? NetBeans?
I'm gonna have to restart my PC for this now. What is holding on to the file?
Let's see. Maybe stop the service and okay, but that does stop the service. Open JDK. And I'm seeing, yeah. And I saw Apache Tomcat as well. Apache Daemon or what? Yeah, that Apache Commodity.
That's it.
But when in doubt, restart.
I wonder what was holding it. Must have been the fact that I had the two screens running at one point that was causing that issue.
Yeah.
Jeez, people, today feels like a Saturday. Yesterday felt so much like a Friday.
Too much actually.
Crazy, yeah? Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come. And run.
So you get the total name from just send email to that line number user, like the stores group. Just email everyone who's in that store. Okay, in line number user, basically, right? That's the store, the Japanese invoice. It also has meaning the group of the yeah, I can just everyone. No, yeah, you didn't know the users. Yes, what's this? Put it in a dry patch, but I'm not sure all of those emails are valid. Some emails that doesn't exist. Turn off. Okay, different error. It's a bit better.
It's not saying can't connect to the DB.
Can you connect the local?
Is it that was exclude what?
No, because if that only applies if you have the Spring JDBC thing.
I didn't mean that because it's not looking at the same initializer. So
Alright.
add that now look at it. Looking for the database connection.
The database, so in your
I don't believe what he's saying is true.
Warehouse application. That's right.
because it's claiming this connection in the SQL mapper is what's wrong.
Still not formatting. Huh? No, it's saying that this is not initialized.
Let's see.
This is what it's complaining about.
3. Unless it wants local.
Production is false, so production is not through. That's true. That's one.
Unless it wants you to use localhost and not 1 to 7.
No, I can't do that.
Because when the project runs, is it
It's really not the point of this. fix the chat now.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Okay. We will never know why. I think maybe we can't have 0 connections. I mean 1 connection. Clearly we need to have more than 1. Because that's the only thing I changed was just that. Okay. Basically now when we type in like this, and we hit send.
So username doesn't have a default value.
This is not how it's supposed to look at all. So let me just do it the way that I know. So you need to hit add validated here. It's again now lost the ability to autocomplete. It's not formatting or autocompleting again. My gosh, NetBeans. Same thing as in the beginning.
Yeah.
When nothing is formatting, nothing is validating, nothing is. Fuck it, just make it easier on our lives. Then we know it will be there, and then.
Press body user.
Even that.
Control B.
Control B is not working. Where is it? Validation. It's also the way I know it, but GPT was certain it's not validated.
Okay. Tell me something, right? If I add that validated method, does it allow? Can I just instantiate that class without those? Without the username and the password defined, or would I have to make it that the constructor requires them?
Say again?
Like if I just try to say new user, for example.
No, that's only working at this level.
Ah, okay, cool.
It's not. No, it does nothing on your like constructors or nothing like that at all.
Okay.
What is it complaining about?
It's failing to delete.
It's again failing to delete. Maki, can you please bring your PC and quickly copy the project over to you?
Sure.
Because this is really frustrating. Do you have OBS installed?
There's
Okay, just transferring the project to Mac because this is really annoying.
Wait, let me just finish. Oh wow, did it finally?
Decide to download.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I thought you. Okay, and desktop.
Okay, we're going live again, people, so behave. I'll do a lot of edits, post editing, so the videos are at least shorter than the reality.
Because this is not that important, but.
Why is your PC faster than mine?
No, no. My PC also has its moments,
so
but
we only
not as
have
bad
two
as
valid
yours.
choices. Great, because then this laptop comes down the line. You understand what I mean? Then somebody else can have this. And I think once this thing's formatted, it will be good.
Yeah.
Like really, because it's a 1 terabyte, 1 terabyte NVMe. At this point. I don't argue there.
NetBeans as it's like now, so
You know, at one point, NetBeans speed frustrated me so much, I was running it in a RAM drive. I created a RAM drive. You know what?
They should maintain the, since it's so slow, they maintain the
Yes, it's
NetBeans.
very modern.
oh yeah.
Why is it so hard?
Like NetBeans
First of all,
25
it's
came out in
not
the last
horrible,
month.
okay? It's really good, that's why we use it, okay?
Listen,
No,
when it's
the-
good, it's nice.
It's not lightweight, let's just put it that way. No, the issue is it does a lot of links and stuff. It's 13th gen.
Yeah.
Clearly 13th gen is too old for Oracle. Oracle wants newer. Right? Like if you just check workstations, then you find like what they consider a workstation is like an i9 14th gen with like 4 terabyte NVMe drive with like 64 GB RAM. Like this is what they consider workstations. And then you see how heavy Windows is, nothing showing.
It's still showing yours.
No, it's not showing mine. It's yours is supposed to show. It was saying excellent connection and then it stopped.
What's your IP?
Why?
Or do so that I connect to DB?
What's my IP 133, eh? Yeah.
So
That's fine. There's excellent connection is back, but still hasn't shown shit.
oh, there it's even for my dirties. What are you complaining about?
And they validated.
Ah,
Because remember, so it wasn't even part of that.
yeah.
That's the issue, like that way, like I didn't. You never get to know it. Then when your phone's not working, you're screwed. There's no way to. Mac, your stream is not working, by the way.
Why? That is
unaware why. Quickly go back to your stream.
let's see.
It is streaming.
Let's just check the settings again.
No, it's playing. What do you mean sound? There's no video.
Unless we start like another 30 frames per second.
Outgoing logs you can see as anything that's being sent from you outgoing now. So I'm just going to quickly open this and then ask. And that's it.
Ah, jeez, I think I opened Lyt-Soft pause.
Oh,
I did open pause.
anything that's being sent from you outgoing now. So I'm going to quickly open. Is that where it ended?
Could be
Really frustrating.
detrimental actually.